Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your boy Kenny, and this is Triangle: The Secret Storm, Season 1, Episode 10, and the name of this episode is Enter Drake, and this was the season finale. Now, let me start off this video by saying I know I am late, very late, but the reason is that I was actually going to review this episode after the Christmas holiday, but what ended up happening was that I actually suffered a death in my family on the 23rd of December, and my family is still grieving, and I just ask that you guys pray for me and my family as we go through this difficult time. But yeah, that's the reason why this video is late. But I also want to wish everybody, all the fans, of the Triangle Fan Club and, BRTV TV Productions, I want to wish all of you a Happy New Year. But also, let me also let everybody know, if you haven't done so, you need to do it now. Subscribe to BRTVTV.com. You get everything BRTV TV, and, there's going to be a lot of, new shows coming up, and there's also, a lot of great content, so you need to hop on right now to brtvtv.com. As well as check out the Triangle Fan Club on Facebook. You get everything BRTV TV as well, and you also get posts from the cast and crew, as well as updates and also messages from the creator Caesar Williams. So definitely brtvtv.com and the Triangle Fan Club. Get into it. Now, this season finale was fucking mind-blowing. Y'all, this shit was lit. I was so engaged, and I cannot wait for Season 2 of Triangle: The Secret Storm, because these characters in this whole setup, it can just take a life on its own. So let me begin. The first episode, we see Sharon is on her way, to her office to start her day, and she finds somebody on her doorstep. It's fucking Alex. So the fact that we see Alex here, this pretty much answers the fact that Jabril actually agreed with Brandon when Brandon said we should let him go. So we see that Jabril let Alex go. Now Alex is now free. He's now trying to get back in touch with Sharon. And Sharon ain't here for it. But then he lets her know that Jabril's evil. He kidnapped me. He had these guys beat me up, and he made me eat this slop every day. And, pretty much, Alex was like, you know what, you're nothing but a parasite. Nobody wants you around. And he was saying that, bitch, my money got you your PhD. So I was like, ooh, okay. And she was like, yeah, blood money, yeah, that you didn't mind fucking me for. I was like, ooh, like these two are a mess. Like their fucking relationship was so damn toxic, it's crazy. Excuse me. And then she was like, yeah, but then you decided to try to rip everything from me when you damn near made me take the fall for Brandon's addiction. And he was like, look, I just wanted to buy some time. I was going to get you out of it. And she was like, you know what? I'm so through with your ass. Get the hell out of here. And I will never need you ever again. You're through. And she says, oh, and by the way, go to hell. I was like, okay, Miss Sharon, yes. Let his ass go. Because if you guys watch Triangle Season 3, you know how much of a piece of shit Alex really is. Alex is a piece of work. And it seems that after all the shit Jabril did to him, he's still on a mission to do some fuck shit. So I'm like, the only way you're gonna be able to deal with Alex, you're gonna have to kill that son of a bitch. Because he ain't gonna stop doing fucked up shit. So we see that Sharon pretty much kicks him to the curb, but we see that Alex shows up later, and I'm gonna get to that. Then we get a scene with Logan and Ty. Now, the last time we saw Logan and Ty, they was doing, the signs of love making. Ooh, that's what I was getting, because it was passionate. And you can tell that there was some real sexual chemistry between Logan and Ty. But the morning after, Logan is feeling very different. It's like he's just sitting there with a blank face, but Ty is just still, Ty is still in it. Because he's like kissing on Logan like, you okay? And he pretty much Logan tells him that, look, last night was a mistake. This should not have happened. I love Gary. We weren't supposed to do this. And then all of a sudden Ty was like, well, okay, fine. Well, let's go back to old boy then. It is what it is. And he's like, I'm sorry, Ty. It's like, you ain't got to apologize. It is what it is. Do what you got to do. And he's saying, but I just need you to understand. He's like, look, you ain't got to explain nothing to me, man. You love who you love. It is what it is. It's just sex. It is what it is. But then all of a sudden, when Logan was like, starts to touch him, and he's like, but Ty, I'm just trying to get you. And he's like, don't touch me. Yo, don't touch me. As a matter of fact, don't call me. I don't even want to see your ass no more. Don't come by here. And if you see me on the street, you just slither your ass to the other side. And I was just thinking, holy shit. Ain't this a change of events? Now, Ty's in his feelings. Because you've known from, since we've met Ty, like when he was interacting with Sebastian, Sebastian was always in his feelings. But now he's in a situation with Logan. Logan got Ty in his feelings. And it's plainly obvious Ty is in love with Logan. Because he's never gave this reaction to any guy. So I was like, wow, this is a change of events. He's in love with Logan, but Logan is still in love with Gary. But he's drawn to Ty because they have that chemistry, and they're both artists, so they definitely have a strong connection. But we see, obvious, Ty wants more than Logan wants at this point. But I was just blown the fuck away. I was like, whoa, this is a change of events. And we see throughout the whole episode, Ty is in his emotions. And I'm like, wow, what a change of events. So then we get a scene with Peter and Sharon. Sharon's old nasty ass is still trying to set up a threesome between Peter and his friend, not knowing that the friend is Ty. And he tells her that, look, my friend is not into women. And she's like, well, I still want to meet him anyway. And she was like, well, the thing is, I'm a polyamorous, and I don't like limiting myself sexually. Yeah, what we have is good, but, I want more, and you can always have more. And I'm like, she's Sharon, here you go with that, here you go again with the fuck shit. Because you ain't learned from the last time your sexual drive led you down the wrong path. But anyway, but all respect, I respect everybody's sexual identity. But girl, you need to pick your partners a hell of a lot better than what you're doing, sweetie. And so what ends up happening was that he pretty much says, okay, I'll reach out to him. And, if he's up to it, I'll set something up where we all can meet together. So then, after that, we get a scene. Logan finally comes home after his night with Ty. And Gary is like, where the hell have you been? And he was like, and then all of a sudden Logan was like, he didn't answer him, but he was saying, do you know that there are cops in the lobby and they're questioning everybody, that there was like a dead body in the basement? And then all of a sudden he was like, and then all of a sudden, so then he was like, oh yeah. So after that, Gary was like, well, Jabril told me Jabril told me he saw you at the bar last night. He was like, yeah, he did. He said, okay, so what did you tell the police? He says, I told him exactly that, that I wasn't here and all of that shit. I told him the truth. And all of a sudden you see him like holding his head like, oh shit. I'm like, because we saw in the previous episode when Jabril was telling Gary about a body being in the basement, and he said that Logan was with him the entire time, but he knew that Logan just came home from Philly because he saw Logan at the bar. And Logan just told the police that he wasn't there. So if this gets back, it's going to prove that Gary's lying. So yeah, this could definitely this could definitely be the setup for something. But I'm definitely gonna piece it together later. So he pretty much saying that. So pretty much Logan was like, well, we need to have a conversation about our relationship. But then Gary was like, we'll talk when I get back. I gotta go. And Logan's like, really? I want to talk about relationship, and you don't think that's important? And Gary was like, it's not all about you, Logan. And he's like, you mean to tell me after all this I came back here and this is how it is? And then Gary was like, you came back, didn't you? I was like, interesting. But then he said that he'll be back. We come to find out the reason why Gary was in a hurry was because he wanted to talk to Dr. Chase, and he's shaken up because due to the fact that there was a dead body that was discovered in the basement of the building, and he wants Dr. Chase, well, Sharon, he wants her to put him under hypnosis again because he feels that he's losing his mind and that and that he might be dangerous. And so all of a sudden, she puts him under hypnosis, and she's pretty much talking to him and everything. Then all of a sudden, while he's laying down, Gary is saying he made me do it like the others. So we already see, this whole thing between Gary and Xanax is kind of like a Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's what I'm getting. Because the next thing you know, she's asking, what others? What are you talking about? What's going on? Tell me, Gary, tell me. Next thing you know, we see damn Gary raises up like he damn Frankenstein and shit. Literally just raises up and he comes up a different person, pretty much who I'm going to call Xanax, because I've been calling him that this whole season. All of a sudden, he comes out as Xanax, and he's like, shut the fuck up. I was like, what? And she's like, and then she pretty much starts talking. So then, and she's like, who am I speaking to? And he, this Xanax, as I said, he gives no fucks. He's very rude. He's very disrespectful. He don't give a fuck about you. And he has no problem reading you for filth. So he begins to kind of let it be known that, yeah, Gary's weak as fuck. I'm the reason why Gary's lasted all this time. And as a matter of fact, I had to always clean up Gary's mess. And he pretty much says that, look, my job is to protect Gary because Gary's weak and he can't protect himself. So it's my job to protect him like I did with Sebastian. And all of a sudden, this definitely starts ringing Sharon because Sharon knows, we all know Sharon has a brother named Sebastian. And she's like, Sebastian? What Sebastian? And we see that this is really shaking Sharon up because he pretty much saying that, oh yeah, so she's like, who's Sebastian? Oh, just some guy that I messed around with. He was really pathetic. You know, he was rather crazy. He was rather, weak and everything. And but if anything, but he's saying that but he was somebody I used to fuck for kicks, and it was what it was. But then when he decided to cross that line, I got rid of him. And she's saying that, what did you do to Sebastian? And he's like, I can't tell you that. And she's like, tell me where he is. And she gets all of her emotions, and he was like, oh my God, Dr. Chase. And it's kind of funny. Both of you have the same last name. Isn't that a coincidence? So he's being real smug, and he's really making Sharon very emotional. And she's like, tell me what I need to know. What did you do to Sebastian? And he's like, oh my God, you don't look too good. It's like, I think you might need your head examined. So, next thing you know, he just gets up and he leaves. And I'm just like, yo, did he not just flip the fucking psychosis on her? This crazy son of a bitch. Like, he literally went down as Gary, came up as Xanax, and Xanax is just on some other shit. Cause, and then we also see that, also after that, we see that, Ty, Peter comes over to see Ty and tells Ty that Sharon wants to meet him. Well, he doesn't tell her name is Sharon, but he says that, this girl I'm talking to wants to meet you. And she's like, she already knows that you're not gay or nothing like that, but she's a polyamorous and she's very fluid and she just wants to meet you. And he was like, look, long as it ain't on no funny bullshit, I'm good. And we also see that Ty is trying to work on music, but he can't get his thoughts together because he's emotionally shaken up over his situation with Logan. Then we see Logan is back at the house, and the person that comes in is not Gary, but Xanax. So, and we see that he has a different way of dressing, and he came in there with new clothes and everything. And pretty much Logan's like, where do you get these new clothes, man? What's going on? And all of a sudden, he starts laughing hysterically, and then he tells Logan, you're canceled. Get the fuck out and don't come back. And pretty much he just starts talking buku shit to Logan, telling him that he ain't shit, that he's tired of carrying his ass and all this shit. And then Logan's like, fuck you. I helped you to get to where you are. I gave up my life for you to come here to Easton. I helped build you up. And he's like, yeah, I thank you for that, but I'll take it from here. You're no longer needed. So get your shit, get the fuck out, and don't come back. And I'm just like, yo, what the fuck is going on here? So it seemed to me that Logan has been in a relationship with a man he really didn't know. And it just gets crazy because he starts talking about, oh yeah, because he's pretty much you just need to realize that, look, you need me for everything, but I no longer need you, so you can get your shit and get the hell out of here, because you ain't shit, like your boy Ty. And he was like, well, I ended up having sex with Ty last night. All of a sudden, he walks up on the Logan, thinking that he was about to hit Logan, but then all of a sudden all he does is starts clapping. And I'm like, this crazy son of a bitch. And he was like, yeah, I knew eventually it was going to happen, but if any damn thing, you might want to get your shit checked out, because you ain't no telling, what dirty asses he done put his dick in. And he was like, you're jealous. You're jealous because he wanted me and he didn't want your ass. That's what the realty is. And he's like, really? Please. I was having my own fun. You know, for the whole, like, two weeks or shit your ass was gone. Huh. I had me a little white chocolate boy up in here. And he liked to wear pink underwear. I love pink underwear. And we did it everywhere up in this house. In the bathroom, in the bedroom, in the kitchen, on the floor, on the couch. And he did anything I asked him to do. Unlike you disrespectful piece of shit. And Logan slapped the dog shit out of Xanax. And I was so here for it. Then we see Naya comes, because after Gary had left the first time, Logan called Naya and said that, Naya, I need you. Naya shows up and was like, what the hell is going on? Like, I can hear you guys all the way out in the damn hallway. And he's like, and here comes this bitch. And she's like, bitch, yeah, this ugly ass bitch. And she's like, oh, you got me fucked up. Like, because Naya's ready to scrap. She's like, he needs to know. And he's saying that, well, hell, he ain't nothing but a hoe anyway. You know, and then like he up there screw tie and all this shit, and Naya's like, yeah, he screw tie because of your ass. You pushed him to tie, which he did. And he's like, oh, you trying to say it's my fault? She's like, yeah, look at the way you've been acting. I don't even know who the hell you are anymore, Gary. And he's still like throwing comments at her, calling her, and the thing about it, I don't need Logan because he ain't nothing but a hoe, just like you. Y'all ain't nothing but some dirty sluts, so get y'all shit and get the fuck out of here before I put your ass out. And then all of a sudden, Naya was like, I wish you would do something to me, fool. I was like, yeah, my girl Naya came in there ready to defend her boy, Logan. She says, Logan, get your shit and get the fuck out of here. Let's not, Logan's like, let's just get the hell out of here. I don't even want to talk to this nigga no more. I'm done. And then all of a sudden, all that shit went down. They ended up leaving, and we see that Naya and Logan are talking in the car, and Logan obviously is very emotional because he's like, this shit don't make no damn sense. It was like he's a totally different person. I don't get this shit. You mean to tell me that 5 years just went down the drain like this? And she said that, and he's like, man, I just want to get as far away as I can from Easton because there's nothing but bad memories. But then Naya was like, look, I'm just letting you know now, once you walk out this time, block his ass and don't look back. It's time to move on. And, they end up pulling off, and, Logan's on his way back to Philly. So then we get another showdown. Ty and Peter are at Sharon's office. Ty goes to the bathroom, so Peter goes to talk to Sharon. Sharon is obviously emotionally shooken up because she's been trying to call Sebastian since her session with Gary, and she ain't been able to reach Sebastian, so she's panicking because she doesn't know where her brother is. So her and Peter's talking, and Peter lets her know, I brought my friend. She's like, this is not a good time. I've been trying to find my brother. Gary, I had a session with Gary, and then all of a sudden, I come to find out my brother's been missing, and I don't know where the hell he is. No one's telling me anything. I don't know where to find him. And then Peter's like, whoa, what do you mean your brother's missing, and why are you talking about Gary? And before she can really explain anything, Ty comes into the room, and immediately, you, Sharon, what the hell? And I'm like, now they finally find out they both fucking the same guy. And she's like, oh, really? This is who you with, Peter? You with this trash, this user? This guy used to date my brother. This guy dated my brother, and he used to use him for money and all this shit. And he's like, first of all, bitch, you don't fucking know what you're talking about. You need to fall the fuck back. And they pretty much kind of go back and forth. And I'm like, and Ty at this point don't give no fucks. So he's like, man, and then like, Peter's trying to come out like, yo, she's kind of going through a lot right now. What the hell? Chill. And then Sharon is just letting it be known, like, fuck this shit, I'm over it. You know, you did nothing but use my brother, and where the hell is he? Because I can't find him. You probably did something to him and all this shit. And he was like, first of all, I ain't talked to your brother in over 2 months. He always said he found him somebody else, and I ain't seen his ass since then. And besides, he probably trying to avoid your stupid ass because you always acting like you his damn mother. He always talked about how annoying your ass was. So he probably trying to duck your ass. I know I would. I was like, yo, that really made Sharon was ready to pounce on Ty then. But then he's like, man, fuck this bitch. I ain't got time for this shit. And he's like, and then all of a sudden Ty was like, you coming? And then Peter's like, yeah, I'm coming. Just give me a minute. So he walks out, and pretty much, you know, he's saying she's like, I can't believe you're dating that trash. I can't believe you would be with somebody like him. And like Peter's like, Ty's a great guy. I don't know what's going on, but Ty's a great dude. I don't know what you're talking about. And Ty's not a bad person, but Ty got his issues though. And all of a sudden, you know, Sharon was like, you know what? You know, this guy used to use my brother, would take advantage of him, and would, you know, it was never really there for him. You can't be with somebody like that. And then Peter was like, look, what happened with your brother has nothing to do with me. So Sharon tells him, so he pretty much tells her, like, look, I gotta go. And she pretty much says, if you leave, you can't come back. And he's like, really, Sharon? She's like, yeah. It seemed to me that I just overlooked the fact you're no different than the other men I've dated. You all about yourself. And he just pretty much goes off, and then Ty and Peter go back to the studio, and Ty's pretty much, you know what? Fuck that bitch. She don't fucking know me. You know, I'm just sick of her and her bullshit. I'm just sick of everybody just thinking they just come at me sideways. Fuck this shit. You know, she don't know nothing about me. But you know what? I ain't in the mood for this shit. I think you need to go, man. I just need to be alone right now. Because I'm like, Ty is just emotional since his whole situation with Logan. So it's obvious he's more into Logan than he is into Peter. Him and Peter got just sexual chemistry, but there's something more with his connection with Logan. So we saw that go down. Then we see that Jabril goes to see Sharon, and he actually gives Sharon the news that she was dreading, that her brother was found dead in his apartment building. She immediately starts blaming Jabril, saying, you did this, why would you, yeah, you did this. I can't believe you would do this. And Sharon, and like, Jabril was like, Sharon, I had nothing to do with this. I'm just finding out about this, and I'm just telling you what happened. And she's just obviously very shaken up. And yo, shout out to Callie Gilman. She delivered a great, phenomenal performance in this scene. But she's breaking down, and she's like, what happened? And he tells her that it was strangulation. And she just breaks down completely. And Jabril is there to comfort her. But in the back of her mind, she knows who's behind it. So, this is going to be interesting. So then, pretty much after that, we get the scene, Xanax gets a knock on the door. He immediately is like, yo, I told you to get the fuck out. What the fuck you want? Because he's like standing out and shit. He opens the door and it's Alex ass. Alex is like, I'm here to get my clothes. You know, this used to be my apartment and all this shit. And then like Gary's like, what the fuck? And he said that, so you the one who used to live here before me. He's like, yeah, I just came to get my clothes so I can get up out of here. He's like, well, I see you kept my furniture. He's like, yeah, the furniture came with the place, and he said that there's no clothes here, though. So then we see the two of them start going back and forth and shit. And Alex lets him know that, yeah, so did Jabril say anything about me? He said, she didn't say much about you. He just said that you left town, because you had a family emergency or something. And he just gave us the apartment. But he said that there's no clothes here, but, won't you tell me how I can help you out? He kind of cute. Next you know, he starts filling up on him, and then next you know, Alex, being the slut he is, immediately goes in and they start fucking. So they start fucking, and then he's like, you know what, and he was like, so after they have sex, he's gonna ask him, are you clean? And he's like, yeah, I'm on prep. So I'm thinking, he probably, like the whole time he was with Logan, he probably been fucking around that whole fucking time. Probably, it's been that way the whole time, like he's been having these weird sexual trysts and shit. Because it's just like crazy, because he did say there were others. So I'm saying, well, who are these others, and what did this all come, and what is this all coming to? But then he's saying that, so then pretty much Alex is like, look, I'm trying to get out of town. I'm trying to get as far away from Easton as I possibly can. And, all of a sudden Xanax was like, yeah, I can help you with that. So Alex asks him what was his name. He said, Drake. The name's Drake. So pretty much what I was going to in this whole situation with Jabril, now Gary may have an issue with Jabril because Jabril knows that Gary's lying about it, and Alex has a bone to pick with Jabril because he kidnapped him and tortured him and all that shit. And now the two of them got together. Yeah, and then also Sharon. Sharon definitely gonna have a bone to pick with Gary because she knows that Gary was behind her brother dying, and then she's definitely there's also tension now between Alex and Sharon because Sharon blew his ass off and pretty much told him to go to hell. But the last thing we see that Sharon says, I promise you, Sebastian, I promise you, Sebastian, on my dead body, he will pay for this. So she coming for Gary's ass. So I'm like, all right, and that's where it ended. And man, this was a phenomenal season. Congratulations to the cast and crew. Yo, Sean Singleton, you are a phenomenal talent, my brother. Keep on winning, keep doing you. Everybody, Brandon Carson, Marquise Ford, Kanisha Kenny Brown, Callie Gilman, Jimmy Yim. Yo, Jimmy Yim, yes. As much as I hate Alex, Jimmy is a great actor. So shout out to him as well. Everyone, everybody, Anthony Lindsay, who plays Peter, Peter Piper. Yeah, shout out to you too, my man. Everybody did a phenomenal job, and this was a great season, and I so am here for season 2. So that's what I have. If I missed anything, put it down in the comments. Subscribe to my channel. Click that bell so you get notifications every time I drop a video. Also, follow me on all of my social platforms. I have them all listed in the description box. Also, like this video, comment on this video, and share this video. And I will be back for season 2 of Triangle: The Secret Storm because this first season was everything. And again, congratulations to everyone. So until next time, everybody, take care.